Hey everybody, Nevos here. Today I have with me Tal, co-founder of Keep. How are you, Tal?
I'm great, super happy to be here. Well, thanks for having me.
Super excited to have you here. Um, can you tell me maybe in a few words, like what is Keep?
Yeah, for sure. So keep after a few iterations, what it is right now is alert aggregation platform that also has workflow automation capabilities. Basically, we allow you to send all the alerts that you have coming from all the different sources of alerts that you have. And we give you a way to easily create workflows and to automate everything basically that happens upon alerts.
Is it like those kind of things, right? To not have like a downtime, so you know every time there is like something bad happening with your system.
We kind of split it to two categories. One is like operational alerts. So when you have like your server going down and you need to restart something, so that's like the easy workflows. And you can also have like business workflows. So we have some company who use us for sometimes they charge the customer twice, and basically they want to refund them automatically. So they use Keep's workflow to just refund the customer automatically.
Okay, that's a very interesting use case. Um, this is really cool. And I know that you also have a few iteration of the product, and you also took the open source stand. So maybe you can tell me like how is it going so far, and how did you get like the first 2,000 stars?
We basically developed a very basic alerting CLI for developers, and we decided that we're going to show it on Hacker News and get feedback from the community. It was quite funny because it was on the day that we flew back to Israel. So like we posted show Hacker News with the CLI that we built, and we went on a fly and we had no internet, and like when we landed in Israel, we saw like 600 stars and tons of comments on our show Hacker News. And this was like our first 600 stars, and it kept growing organically since then. Around a month ago, after a few iterations of the product, we decided that we're going to launch again. We launched on Hacker News again. We also launched on Product Hunt. Hacker News was very, very successful. We had around 1,500 stars and we got to 2,000. And we launched on Product Hunt and got to Product of the Day, third Product of the Week. So it was super successful and got us to where we are.
I like the fact that you were like between flights, and then you when you just got to your final destination, you've seen like, wow, I got this. I also had this thing. I'm telling you, like, if you want good growth, do something and then just fly somewhere. It works great. I had like a Twitter tweet, that also exploded, and I never had so many like views. It was like when I was between flights. So I think this is like a good approach.
So my co-founder Shachar has a belief that every time he goes on a plane, something extraordinary happens. And like the last launch that we had on Product Hunt and Hacker News, he went to Italy on a flight, and it went really well.
I think maybe you should kind of like even upgrade him next time to the business one. Maybe you'll get even better growth.
I'm going to try it for sure.
Okay, that's great. So maybe you can take us to your second Hacker News. Like this is like very interesting to me. Um, your second one was like for the same product, because usually you can't launch twice. So how did you do it? It was like a different name of a product or something like that. How did you do it?
Um, so actually, as I said, we iterated the product, so it was quite something else. We started with an alerting CLI, but actually we finished with an alert aggregation platform with workflow automations. And actually, since the day we started, we really saw ourselves as like we took a lot of inspiration from GitHub Actions. We wanted to be the GitHub Actions for alerts. And it worked quite well for us. And while we were iterating the product and we shifted to this alert aggregation and workflow automation model. We saw Datadog releasing their workflow automation tool, and like it hit us that this is exactly what we're doing. And the way to interact with the community at Hacker News, the best way I think is to explain what you're doing by giving a reference to something that everybody knows. And we used Datadog workflow automation and GitHub Action as a reference to what we're doing. And we decided to show ourselves as GitHub Action for your monitoring tools, just like Datadog workflow automation capabilities, but not for Datadog. And it worked very well.
Was it like the you launched on the same domain, or it was like different domains, different thing?
Yeah, so our first Hacker News post was for our website, and the second Hacker News post was for our GitHub repo. So, like, if you try to post for the same URL, it would probably block you. But yeah, it was for different URLs. Same product, same name, but different URLs.
This is actually pretty cool. So if somebody is listening to this, you can actually try to launch it twice. So do something like launch your GitHub first just to get your first like initial feedback, because this is probably what you're going to start with. And after a while, when you get matured, maybe you can go on and check the main website, and they will approve you twice because like a different product. I wonder if they know it's the same product, or they just don't know and they approve it twice. It's Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like the content of this video, please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. I aim to produce content like that every week. So please make sure that if you already have a library with more than 1,000 stars, contact me. I want to feature you also. Of course, everything is for free. And enjoy the rest of the video. It's
So I think
interesting.
they filter on the actual URL, but another good thing to know is that you can actually send an email to I think it's hn@ycombinator.com. And you can actually ask the moderators to approve relaunching your product, because maybe you just like pivoted to completely a different thing and you want to show it again or launch it again, and you can ask them to like flag the previous show and just to allow you to post again. So it's another thing that not a lot of people know, but you can do that.
This is really interesting. And also, you are like a YC Combinator company. So, can you do the launch of YC also? I believe you are planning that in the future or something like that.
Yeah, so that's like a magic bullet that you can only use once as a YC company. So we're not yet there. We want to first feel like I don't want to say a product market fit, but we want to feel like we're in the right place with the right messaging and we feel comfortable enough with what we have. And then we're probably gonna try and launch again after we add more features, and like Hacker News has lots of feedback for your product. So once we fix and add all the feedback that we got from our previous show, we're gonna do it again. Yeah, for sure.
That's amazing. I want to go back to your product hunt launch. So, basically, you had, like, also from previous talking, you had no hunter. And I believe it was like a little bit late, like you're like pretty early and you just launch it. You got like first of the day, third of the week. That's amazing. Usually companies like wait a long time until they do the product hunt launch because they want to have a massive amount of like initial traffic to bring to their launch. How did you do it? How did you get to be like first of the day, even not no hunters? So it sounds like impossible usually.
After reading lots of things about product hand regarding like the hunter, um, I couldn't find something really strong about having a hunter helps your launch. I think it's a good thing to have an hunter, because maybe some of his followers also get like notifications and stuff like that about the launch that he's doing, but it's not, perhaps it's not like the people that you want to see your product. So that's why we didn't see a strong reason having a strong hunter, although we had an option to. Yeah, it worked well because first of all, I think that we first had like a complete product that works and really ships some value that people can actually understand. So as I said on Hacker News, it worked well for Product Hunt as well. We explained the value that we're giving through giving reference to tools that a lot of people are familiar with, and it worked well for Product Hunt as well. We found communities of people that we thought and believed that our value proposition could relate, like those people could relate with our value proposition, and we send them lots of messages. We send a lot of messages to the people that we like, the signups that we got from Hacker News, and it went very well.
That's really crazy. Um, One thing that you talked to me about before was you heard from some person, probably a popular person that I forgot about, that if you create a lot of side project, you can actually lift like the main project. And you have actually even created one. Maybe you can take us like kind of like what is your what did you do and what is your future plan for this kind of strategy?
Yeah, so there is a company I really love. They're called EverSQL. They're like a bootstrap company from Israel. They're doing really well, and there's like a famous, or at least it's famous for me, YouTube video that their CEO shared where he talks about how creating side projects or mini products, as he called it, that can amplify your product, helps for marketing and generating more leads and getting more people to check out your product. We really like this strategy, and actually, we had a customer who asked us for. So Keep is an alert aggregation and workflow automation platform, but like, how can you know that Keep is working properly? And we had a customer asking that, and we uh, practically gave him a solution for that by building another product that is called GNIP, which is reverse ping. So it's just ping, but the other way, which basically pings back. Keep pings that product. So if it doesn't get that ping, it will send you a Slack message telling you that like your service is down or something like that. And we also launched this product on Product Hunt. We got to, I think, third product of the day. Um, yeah, I like this approach because it gives more features, I can call it, to your main product, but it also gives you another channel to create more people exposure to your main product. It's like you get to target more keywords on Google, and people find you for other similar tools, just like we did for Keep. So you have many tools as GNIP, as Pingdom and Chronitor, which are popular tools, and you get to be there on Google as well. It's good for the main product. So that was the strategy.
I think also what's good about it is that you can actually make another launch. So if you use your product on launch, you need to wait a long time until you can make another launch. But if you create many side projects, every time you have a side project, you can launch it both on Product Hunt and Hacker News. So if you got a team that is specializing on making this small kind of side project, you can even launch them like every month. And then you can do every month a launch. So
Yeah,
that's a great way to get traffic.
absolutely, yeah, and you know it depends if it's a really small thing and you're not like paying lots of attention to that and it takes you months to build. GNIP specifically was something that we built like in 2 weeks, and I think value for money is great because it's like it's a product by Keep, so it helps you launch another product which gives you more users, but it also amplifies Keep by launching like under Keep's name again. So yeah, it's perfect.
Sounds great. One Another thing that you talked to me about is that you've been starting to use Algora. I know that in Novo we also use it a few times. I'm really interested in that because I feel sometimes it's like very off from open source because you're actually paying people. So it's like losing the open source kind of ethic, or I don't know how to call it, how people approach open source. But you said that it worked pretty well for you. Maybe you can elaborate, like, what did you open on Algora and what did you experience for that? And also what was like the ticket size? Like how much money did you put on solving like one issue?
So actually, we just started using Algora like 2 weeks ago, next to our launches. I agree with you at some level. I think there's a lot of noise right now around the open source community about contributors and like how can they live their life if they're not getting any money. Um, we have this concept of providers in Keep, which is basically like the way we interact with third party tools. For us, it seemed it made sense that we can outsource some of those providers' development to our contributors. And I think there's nothing bad with offering like a tip or just some money for the developers who they contributed to keep before. We got some new contributor due to that fact that we're also paying money. And it feels okay for me. Like I don't think it hurts the open source yeah, I
Narrative.
don't know. Yeah, how you called it. Ticket size was really small. Like providers is really easy to implement. One of the things that we thought about when we did that is that we're going to get a lot of feedback of how easy it is to actually build those providers, and then we can also make it easier for the following contributors. We pay around $20 a provider. We get another contributor. We get another provider. We get more people exposure from Algora because they have this feed of everybody's who's posting bounties that they give. So it worked pretty well, and I'm pretty happy for it.
I've seen some other companies, they offer really high tickets. So they have a very core product thing, and they offer things like even so like $7,000, $10,000 for something like crazy, like a main feature. Would it be something that you consider in the future?
So I guess it depends on the size of the tickets. I know a few companies who like propose high bounties for features that are really tough. Like it comes with Figma files and like what's the like user stories and product description and everything. We're not there yet. We're still in a place where both Shachar and I in a good pace of developing things, some things where we can interact with the community, small things, and we can outsource or just let the contributors do is always blessed. I can't think about something like you just said, but I can never say never.
That's cool. Um, just reaching the end here, maybe you can like maybe for even existing founders and open source people that never open source their product, or people that just about to start their journey, maybe you can give a few tips of what you've learned going into this whole open source motion, if you have something.
Um, so since we're still quite young with the open source strategy, I don't have a lot of insights. I think for us it was mainly around, as I said in the beginning, getting the like we focused on developers in the beginning, so we wanted to get their feedback fast and also to allow them to see our code and like comment on that. And it was super beneficial for us that we can just show on Hacker News. There's so many India hackers over there. They're real. Like if your product is shitty, they will tell you it's shitty. If your product is good, they will tell you the good things about it. um I think for us it was mainly this. It worked well, and we decided that we're gonna stick with it. On the business side, I'm not sure yet if it's the best option or not. I guess there is a lot of a lot of conflicts about that. But if you're a developer focused product, then open source is probably the best way to get both adoption and feedback from the community. So I really suggest that. And yeah, I think that's it.
Sounds amazing. Um, Thank you so much, Tal. That was like super inspiring. I hope it helps people that listening to that. Uh, I am like 100% now overthinking everything with Algora. Maybe I'll start to create some tickets or even do like another launches for, we have some side project that we've done in the past, but I've never launched them actually. So maybe now I can launch them. There is no limit in when you can launch something, right? You can do it today or tomorrow. I can launch something of a year ago. So that's still valid. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. It was awesome talking to you.
Thank you for having me, Nevo.